Welcome to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslidge. The Cleveland Municipal Court is putting away some historic mementos for a century. Items that help tell the story of the first 100 years of the Cleveland Municipal Court are being put away in a special airtight time capsule, which will be opened in 2112 during the court's bicentennial year.
In the last 6 months or so, we gathered, Maine finished her book, and then also we gathered other items, photos, historical photos, and other things like a docket book that they used to sign. This is the docket book that Judge Adrian first used when he first became judge. Is going into the time capsule, and a stamp, a seal, and those kinds of things.
One of the items to be placed in the time capsule is a book chronicling the first 100 years of the court. It was written by municipal court employee Mary Ann Coster.
I did want to bring her up to acknowledge what she did for the court in writing this book, and I know that this was a labor of love, and we so appreciate the fact that you did this for us. I mean, I think I'm speaking on behalf of all of my colleagues. We know the work that you put into it. We've seen the book, and it was, I mean, such a wonderful thing that you did, and I know you did it because you love the court, not necessarily anything we could have asked of you, anything we could have given of you, that you did this.
Distional items being put into the capsule include a pair of handcuffs, a very outdated personal digital assistant, a gavel, and an archive disc that has a 1,000-year lifespan. Court employees also had a chance to leave their footprint behind.
It's the centennial banner that was created for the 100th anniversary of the court in 2012. So this is going to be part of the time capsule, and it was signed by most of the members of the court.
A DVD player along with a documentary of the courts will be included as well, but it's anyone's guess if people 100 years from now will even know what to do with it. In separate ceremonies held in the City Council chambers, 3 new people were sworn in as judges to the Cleveland Municipal Court. In front of a crowded house filled with friends and family, Sheila Turner McCall, Michael Nelson Sr., and Jasmine Torres Lugo all took the oath of office, making them the newest judges on the bench of the Cleveland Municipal Court. Judge McCall thanked all of her friends, family, and supporters and said it was her husband, Timothy, who was her best assistant and supporter.
And he never said no. Now, trust me, this past year I was not home. You know, I was not there. I was gone 7 days a week, basically. So these two kind of had to fend for themselves, but he never complained. He would say, "What do you need?" "I need some more money." "I need you to go get this. I need you to do that." He never said no. I will be eternally. He is my soulmate. He is my friend and my best champion. Thank you.
Judge Jasmine Torres Lugo is no stranger to the Cleveland Municipal Court, having served as a judge back in 2003. In her speech, Judge Torres Lugo spoke of the difficulties of coming to America, learning a new language, and having to start over as a lawyer.
But you see, I'm grateful for that because it made me humble, that's for sure. But it gave me the opportunity to grow up. It gave me the opportunity to use my beliefs, my faith, and the example that my family gave me, I used it.
Judge Nelson said he is learning how to transition from defense attorney to judge.
I had to remember that I have a new role, and it's not to be an advocate for a party, but to make sure that each party gets justice. And if it goes wrong, then one party may have to get mercy. But at the same time, we know we have to protect our community.
The 26th annual Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Celebration breakfast and program was held at the Intercontinental Hotel. Mayor Frank Jackson attended the event and spoke with guests, as did members of Cleveland City Council.
This is a very important day. This is a very special tradition, this breakfast, and I look forward to it every year. And it's really nice to see the community come together to celebrate this great day in Cleveland.
It's important for a great institution like the Cleveland Clinic to celebrate ceremonies like this in order to show the community that diversity is important and that we honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King and all that he meant to us, and that we continue to strive for peace and tranquility in our community today. So this is always a great moment. I look forward to this event every year. It's also great to link up with some great friends and family that we have here in Cleveland.
Dr. Brian Donnelly kicked off the event, presenting this year's Service Awards. And guests enjoyed a performance by Obi Shelton. The new CEO and president of the Cleveland Clinic, Tom Haljevic, addressed the attendees before introducing the keynote speaker, 2011 Freedom Medal recipient Jeffrey Canada.
We are one of the largest and most culturally diverse medical centers in the world. And as Dr. King once said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Now this is a question that we must ask ourselves every day. As a non-for-profit organization, we, Cleveland Clinic, we have no shareholders. We are here as a community asset. We're here to do good for others, and we're here to take great care of our patients.
For more information, visit my.clevelandclinic.org. The 50th anniversary of the death of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. was celebrated with song as the Cleveland Orchestra presented their annual concert. It was a packed house at Severance Hall as people gathered to honor the life and legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. It's the 38th time the Cleveland Orchestra has held the annual concert, led by music director Franz Welser Most. The sold-out concert featured the Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Chorus. Turn me round, ain't gonna... At the event, there was a Community Service Award presentation honoring individuals for their service and achievements. The special recognition went to City Councilman Kevin Conwell for conceiving the awards ceremony 15 years ago. The Youth Award went to Titus Hicks, a Baldwin Wallace scholar who was helping students rise up through education. And KeyBank received the Organization Award for their work in the community and their continued sponsorship of this concert. The concert was free to the community, but tickets were required due to the high demand, plus to give fair access to everyone. The free tickets were distributed via a lottery, and winners were chosen at random. And we'll be right back with more TV20 News.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be with the high purpose to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all. We approach this problem of re-employment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Hi, I'm Mayor Frank Jackson. You've probably seen media coverage of the growing opioid epidemic in northeastern Ohio. But what you might not know is how many of these tragedies begin with a seemingly innocent prescription for pain medication. That is why we're teaming with the Cuyahoga County Opiate marketing task force to encourage you to know the risk. Go to the website on your screen to learn which pills are opiates and alternative ways of dealing with pain. Which starts as a prescription can end with addiction, so know the risk.
Welcome back to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. College students work hard, and when they're home for winter break, they usually use that time to catch up on sleep. I know, I did. So what made a group of Cleveland area college students get up early one morning and go to the Quicken Loans Arena dressed in their best business attire? The answer is ambition. TV20 reporter Dan Monroe has more.
The Cleveland Leadership Center held their 7th annual iCleveland Winter Edition Conference for young men and women home from college for winter break. Mary Ann Crosley, president and CEO of the Leadership Center, says this event is showing college students the benefits of finding an internship and a job right here in Cleveland.
The students who are here will get so many benefits. First, it's the connections. So yes, they get to meet students from across the country who are interested in staying here in Cleveland. They get to meet so many community leaders who are currently arriving to serve as lunch guests. These people are taking time out of their incredibly busy days to talk to young people about the benefits of starting and keeping your career here in Cleveland.
For years, the Sherwin-Williams Company has been a sponsor and supporter of the iCleveland Conference, oftentimes finding people for their summer internships at the event. Talent Acquisition Manager Maureen Drabick is very impressed with those who attended, saying it shows they have ambition to get a jump start on their career.
More and more today we're seeing people taking that first initiative. Historically they would start towards the end of their college career looking for a new opportunity. We're now seeing people do this at their freshman level, and it's just so eye-opening to see people that are just really wanting that challenge, wanting to get that experience, that first-hand corporate world experience, to see if maybe that this is the career path for them.
Keynote speaker Susan Fuhrer, CEO and medical director of the Lewis Stokes VA Medical Center, says she learned lessons about what it takes to be an effective leader from her first boss.
When I was 2 years into the job, we had our first female CEO come. And she was a tyrant. And she wanted me fired. So my first lesson is, sometimes you learn more from bosses that you don't want to emulate than bosses that are great.
Adam Sandor is a senior at Cleveland State University, majoring in marketing and computer science. What he learned at iCleveland, he says, has been invaluable.
Like this one's teaching us about do's and don'ts of interviews, where most career fairs you just go and you just talk and you talk, just back and forth to all these different tables. But here, we're talking, interacting with leaders of companies, people that are high up. They tell us what we're looking for, and at the end of the day, we have a career fair here. So they're giving us a lot of things, a lot of variables to use that other career fairs don't.
Besides the career fair that was held at the end of the summit, attendees had a chance to network with business leaders from all over the area. It truly was a step in the right direction for those trying to get a jump on their careers. At the Quicken Loans Arena, for TV20, I'm Dan Monroe.
Thanks, Dan. To learn more about the Cleveland Leadership Center, visit their website, cleveleads.org. After 15 years with the City of Cleveland, Director of Community Development, Michael Cosgrove, has retired. Mayor Frank Jackson, colleagues, family, and friends gathered to say farewell at Cleveland City Hall. Mayor Jackson presented Director Cosgrove with a proclamation and commended his work in public service.
You have an opportunity, and that is to impact the lives of individuals, families, and communities. And that's what you've done, Mr. Cosgrove, as Director of Community Development. There's no other department other than maybe, well, I can't say no other department because every department is essential. But in terms of the dollars and the guidelines and regulations around those dollars, community development is the department that is designed to go into the communities and do what they can do for those communities in need. And that is truly public service. So I want to say thank you for your service to the city and the public, and I want to present you with this proclamation.
As the mayor said, public service is the highest calling. It's something that I've always felt moved to do. I hope that it's something in my new role that I'll be continuing to help people in our community in many similar ways.
All of us here at TV20 wish Mr. Cosgrove the best of luck on his retirement and his new position as Executive Director of Neighborhood Housing Services of Greater Cleveland. Well, a group of performers came to the rotunda of Cleveland City Hall to help spread a little holiday cheer during the 4th annual Youth Christmas Extravaganza. The talented young artists come from the Poise Entertainment Education Company. The nonprofit company was founded in 1987 by veteran educator Dr. Jerome Smith as a way to introduce young people to the many jobs available in the arts and entertainment industry.
Well, first of all, Poise is so exciting. It is the #1 class act program, never been done in the history of the world. We'll emphasize on the program called the You Can Do It program. It identifies the tens of thousands of jobs and careers in the arts and entertainment industry. And we're introducing it to the city of Cleveland, and it just has been wonderful with what we've been doing with everyone in the city.
The performances included singing, poetry readings, dancing, and a performance by Christian rapper Malafresh.
The devil plans restored, eggnog in the winter storm. Love these stories, keep us warm. Love these stories, by the fire. Mistletoe can show desire. Woo!
For more information on the Poise Entertainment Education Company, email Dr. Smith at poiseentertainment@twc.com. That's all for your TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. Up next, we'll have Christian Patterson with the Inside Sports Report.